It's perfectly fine on fan. It's just AC that just adds like staticky shit, but it's fine because the air feels really nice. I feel cool. I sound good. We're good to go. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna skip intros because I fucked up the intro the last few times, and we're just gonna jump in this bitch. Okay? Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. You guys are killing it. We are at 21 subscribers right now, and we're only going up from here. And I got a bunch of content lined up for the weekend that I'm gone, including this podcast, with a bunch of the ending to Resident Evil 7 Biohazard and some more Resident Evil Outbreak File 2 videos coming your way. Now, we got the shameless plug out of the way. Let's just...
I actually really like this intro. That was pretty smooth. I'm not gonna lie. When you're not trying to do an intro, it's a good intro. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
Don't think about it. Just do it.
Just be talking. Yeah, that's literally the mantra that I had when I decided we should do a podcast together. Was that literally we should just talk? No plan, nothing.
Yeah, you are doing the opposite. That's why you keep fucking up the intros. You're thinking about it too much.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You gotta be like water.
Like water.
Insert the Squidward dancing meme. Just like moving back and forth. You know what I'm talking about?
The one he's on the stage.
Yeah. Or the SpongeBob one where he's dancing with the jellyfish.
You know what? I'm gonna edit in a GIF just for you. I'm gonna figure out how to do it tonight because I'm uploading all this shit tonight.
I'll help you.
I'm actually uploading something right now as we speak. I'm uploading the finale to Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Because I played that over the week. Yes. See, I'm multitasking. I'm getting better at editing. I'm getting better at making thumbnails. I'm getting better at being consistent. Yes. And I'm a little proud of myself. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm very
glad. Channel is growing. It really is. It's been an eventful week actually. I don't know if you've realized.
How so?
We got the DK Bananza stuff that we can get into. Some Switch stuff has been going on as well in terms of robbery. And
bro.
in terms of robbery, Switch banning. I think you put that video in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's some stuff going on there. Xbox revealed their plans for next gen, which is pretty interesting, which is pretty much them quitting the console wars in a way. There was something. Oh, Capcom announced that they're doing a showcase next week.
Yes, for the 4 games.
Yes, which is pretty exciting. It's a 40-minute thingy.
Nintendo also released a statement about third-party games.
I didn't see that, but we can talk about that too. The director of Thunderbolts is confirmed to direct the first X-Men movie in the MCU. I don't know if you saw that one today. Yeah, that dropped. There was something else. I don't remember. There's definitely something else that was happening. But I guess we can start with DK Bananza, because that kind of kicked off the week for us. We can get into some Switch stuff. There's not really much to say about the Capcom stuff that we didn't touch on last episode, but do you think we'll see anything significant?
No, I feel like it's gonna be the demo that everyone played. We're gonna get a little more of that, like seeing the first and third person stuff revealed. Maybe a little bit more of like the map and how like the game actually plays. But other than that, I can't see them dropping anything else crazy.
Oh, what are you expecting for Monster Hunter?
The title update 2 stuff. I'm assuming at the showcase they'll probably be like, and later on today you can play blah blah blah, or it'll be like next Tuesday, because usually Tuesday is when the updates go live.
And then Pragmata, which is pretty much, I'm assuming, what they also showed during the showcase to the fans who went in to see it.
Yeah.
And what was the last one? Street Fighter. I'm pretty sure Sagat's getting revealed.
Yeah.
Oh, you touched on the Warner Brothers potential acquisition.
Buyout of, yeah.
And the Borderlands Collector's Edition.
Stupid fucking thing.
World of Warcraft is ending up on Game Pass, which is interesting. And did you see the Mind's Eye controversy?
Unfortunately, yes. The worst game of the decade at this point?
It feels like
Well, not
it,
the decade, but
no,
the biggest.
that's. I don't think there's been anything worse this decade so far.
I mean, in terms of like big games, because I feel like there's definitely like indie games or like games that like we don't really know about, like slop games that they go up on all the marketplaces that are definitely much worse.
I agree. It feels like Cyberpunk launch squared. Like it's just the double that. It's as bad as it can be.
I feel like it's worse than that. Like, have you seen
That's
gameplay
what I mean,
for
squared, like double the negativity of Cyberpunk. It looks really bad. Yeah, that game looks very doo-doo. It was Shadow Drop too.
It looks like a game from like 09.
Yeah, it does. It 100% does. I'm just gonna like bust out little things that we don't really need to linger on. So the Capcom thing is in next Thursday, but next Thursday, so that we'll talk about that next episode. But also next episode, I will be talking about. I'll be a few hours into Death Stranding 2, so
yes,
you'll get my early impressions of that, which I'm super stoked for. IGN put up a video actually a day or two ago of a guy, basically kind of like apologizing in a way for the bad review that they gave the first Death Stranding.
Oh God.
Yeah. Kind of what they did with God Hand. Is it God Hand that they reviewed and gave it like a 3? And God Hand is like now one of the most popular cult classic games. And they made a video on God Hand, like kind of retracting that one too. So they kind of like retracted and doubled down on their review of Death Stranding, but it is a way of like the guy. It's called I'm reviewing Death Stranding 2, and it's a new guy reviewing it. He's just kind of saying that like he's not the old guy who reviewed the first game, blah blah blah. So I guess they're getting ready to praise the game.
Who even remembers that? Like, why does that matter?
I never even cared. I remember Death Stranding getting mixed reviews because it is a controversial game, but like I never cared for that.
But even then, like that gameplay loop isn't for everybody, so like it makes sense. It's a very Kojima game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whenever I tell people that I like Death Stranding, they're like, "Oh, I've heard of that one. Should I play it?" And I'm like, "No, don't play it."
Yeah, like that game is not for everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't think it's supposed to.
No, you're supposed. It's definitely a niche thing that. And he like you said, it's supposed to be. He definitely intended it to be that way.
Yeah.
There was the report that he gave the game to play testers, and he said that the reviews were too positive, so he dumbed the game down a little bit. I guess Kojima'd it a little bit so that it's not so mainstream.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. That is a Kojima thing to do.
Yeah, because I feel like for the majority of his games, the way that he designs them, like I want to say like a core design philosophy is like for you to like actually learn the games, like how things work, and there's like usually like different ways to go about certain scenarios. Yeah. So like I completely understand why he would do that. But like, oh, like you think you know how to play my games? Bet. Now I'm giving you less options.
He'd be like. It's like MGS4. It's such a weird game.
Yes.
MGS4 is.
But there's so many like little weird niche things that you can do that like aren't very practical, but like you can do it. Yeah. I feel like that's what makes it like a Kojima game.
We love Kojima games. So, but in terms of new releases, have you played Raito?
No, I didn't realize that it came out yesterday. I have to go pick it up.
You have it pre-ordered?
Yeah.
So it's just in a GameStop.
Yeah, I completely forgot.
Well, you gotta go. I guess we'll hear about that too next week. Then you give us your week impression on that. So let's just move into DK Bananza here. Kind of the big one this week.
Super Mario prequel. Super Mario Odyssey prequel.
It's interesting. Give me your thoughts first, and then we'll discuss.
So the game is beautiful. Like I'll give it that. I like a lot of like the designs that they have for the characters. Like I love that DK kind of changes color when you get like the Bonanza power. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So I thought was really cool. The game looks fun. Like I don't think I'd get it. Like I'm not. I don't. Not that I don't think. I'm definitely not getting this game. Uh the transformations I think look amazing. It's so cool to see him do like all these. Cause so that was like a huge issue that I had when I first saw this game. Cause I was like, what is gonna be the power ups?
Mm-hmm.
Like if he just gains like stupid abilities, like oh now he can double jump or like he can like punch harder, that's gonna be so stupid. But to be able to like transform into like these different like totems for the different areas, I think that's actually pretty cool. And then like you could do it like flawless, like switching between them, and then like the different abilities have different powers. So like the power ups are really cool. Like it kind of reminds me of the N64 DK games. Like if you told me this was a Banjo Kazooie game, like I could definitely see that. So to me, this is amazing. But I don't care for everything else surrounding it.
What is everything else surrounding it? Like the gameplay style,
Just that it's like another. It's probably gonna be like a super short Mario platformer. Like I don't want that anymore. Like I need something else. So like the idea that there are power ups is interesting, but I don't think it's enough to draw me into the game. Like maybe if I was a child, like sure, like, if this was like my second or third platform, like I'd be like, oh my god, like this is amazing. But I just think I'm past that point.
man's just hit the switches for babies argument.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But like I've just played too many of these games already. I just don't think it's for me.
I think that I think Odyssey has enough replayability that I believe that this game will have the amount of replayability that Odyssey has.
See, Odyssey is different because of the mechanic in the game, like the hat and like being able to like turn into different enemies and like use their abilities differently. Like he has a set number of transformations.
But
There's more possibilities in Mario.
DK's more about exploration. This one is like this one is more about like
Yeah.
using the sonar, and it has like mini RPG elements that you can upgrade your abilities to do more stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be completely like honest to God right here. If this game was $60, I would have bought it, and it would have made me buy it and a Switch 2 immediately. This is a system seller for me. I bought a Switch for Odyssey because I also did not buy the Switch on launch. I got it when Odyssey dropped.
Like October, November.
Yeah, this would have made me buy a Switch 2 if it was cheaper. I can't justify a $70 price point on this game.
On top of the 450.
Yeah, it's just too much. Like, well, 500 because I would hope to get a Mario
bundle.
World bundle, yeah. But so it'd be $900 almost to have a $900.
Are you getting?
What am I saying?
Yeah, where'd you get 900?
$600. Sorry, brain fart. $600 for me to get a Switch and Donkey Kong Bananza, and that's a lot for me. That's not justifiable.
That is a lot.
Yeah. So, but I think this should have been the launch game. I don't think they should have bundled it like what they did with Mario Kart World, because Mario Kart World feels like a bundle game. It looks like it. It's not. It's kind of bare bones. There really isn't much in the game. It's heavily relied on you playing the world tour stuff to get skins and then do the knockout mode for longevity. I don't think Mario Kart World is an $80 game, bro.
No, like especially not that one.
That's a $50 game, at least, at maximum.
I mean, that's why they sold it for that price with the bundle.
Yeah, it's definitely a $50 game, and if anyone is, which at some point people will have to pay $80 for it if you don't get a Switch 2, I'm assuming in the first year. Because there's still Mario Kart bundles being sold. I went to my local GameStop at a mall 2 days ago, and they had Switch 2s. So they're out there. You can get a Switch 2 very easily.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is
but
so odd because it's like the fastest selling console ever. Nintendo made it seem like there wasn't gonna be any around, like there was gonna be like issues with like production and distribution. That is clearly not the case.
well, I think they just made enough. Like Nintendo's very good about keeping up with supply and demand. I feel like the Switch One also didn't have issues of sellouts.
No, at first it was super hard to find. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I guess if you live in New York City, you could just go to the Nintendo store, and they had one every day. You could always pick up a Switch 2. If you lined up in the morning, they had a Switch 2, a Switch 1 always.
Well, that was because the Nintendo store used to do limited quantity every day.
Yeah.
I think they only sold like 50 to 100 consoles every single day to make sure that their supply lasted. So it's not like you could just walk into the Nintendo store. Like you had to like actively go and try and like get it. Which would be like the same thing like trying to go like a random GameStop in like Brooklyn or Queens or the Bronx. It'll be like, oh, hopefully they got it today.
Smaller towns like where I'm at have lots of supplies. You can walk into a Target or a Walmart or a GameStop out here and find Switch 2s.
It's interesting.
And Best Buy. Best Buy has the most. I think people are getting luckier with Best Buy for some reason. But yeah, like even the day it dropped, people were saying go to Best Buy. Best Buy has. And people were putting up pictures on Twitter of their local Best Buys having like 30, 40 in the back.
It's so weird too because it doesn't seem like Best Buy is like even like really trying to support the gaming market. So for them to be like, we're gonna carry the Switch is such an odd thing because then like most Best Buys like don't even have like that huge of a game selection anymore.
Yo, Best Buys
like
are
you're
so
literally
bare
just
bones.
going. Yeah, you're just going over there to get the console and like, that's it.
Best Buys, I feel like, are trying to make the transition to online shopping and keep their stores for like big purchases like TVs, computers, and such, and like Geek Squad. I think that's what they're doing because like online they have a vast selection of games, and Best Buy is like the best place to get Black Friday deals for games.
Yeah.
So like anytime I pre-order games, I get it at Best Buy. That's the last like 10, 15 games I've gotten have all come from Best Buy because they pretty much guarantee I'm going to get it the day of. The only time I go to GameStop, the only time I can say I went to GameStop the last year was I picked up Tekken 8, but that wasn't on launch, and I pre-ordered Final Fantasy because I didn't want to wait for shipment. I picked that shit up the morning of. So like that's the only two things that I could say. See, I get all my shit at Best Buy. Death Stranding 2 getting delivered from Best Buy. So they're good about those things. But yeah, because they don't do physical DVDs anymore or Blu-rays. You have to get it on their website. Which they have the best steelbooks and the best Blu-ray collector's editions. But again, like I said, you have to order it on their website. You can't walk into a Best Buy and get it.
Yeah, it's so odd.
Walmart has great Blu-rays. Like if you want to go get a Blu-ray on release,
I mean, Walmart has everything.
Yeah, Walmart has them. There's a few mom and pop shops out here that I'll be going to. I picked up my friend, my coworker. He picked me up Ringu 1 and 2 on DVD, $2 a piece at a flea market. So he be thrifting.
Love that.
Yeah, he be thrifting. But I think DK Bananza looks really good. I think it looks really, really fucking good. And and that's coming from me. So like if it's coming from me, I feel like it has a little bit of weight to it. Again, I just can't justify that price point. I really, really can't for the life of me.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Zelda fans are saying now you'll know what we feel when you retcon. Lore. And Nintendo just don't give a fuck, just be doing whatever they want because they're like, this is a prequel, and then Cranky Kong exists, and Diddy Kong is there, and Dixie Kong is there. It just kind of doesn't make sense, but whatever, I guess.
So a running theory that I've seen is that this Pauline is the daughter of another woman who's also Pauline, and that's how it makes sense.
I love it. It's like Baby Mario and Baby Luigi.
Yeah.
And you know,
child of a child.
Baby Pauline is going to be DLC for Mario Kart World.
Which would be so annoying because like I feel like they didn't even like really do much for Pauline in Mario Kart World. She has like one other outfit.
Well,
like
yeah.
like the girl can't get nothing else.
I mean,
how you promoting this girl so much that she's in another game, but she ain't getting no fits?
Yeah, I was gonna say
What
she's pretty popular.
At?
Donkey also only has like one fit too.
Yeah, I don't understand the outfit ideas. I truly do not.
And fucking Luigi and Mario, God. If you buy Mario Kart World and you playing as Mario, bro, like, there's so many characters in that game, and you really gonna pick Mario? Get out of here! I'm judging hella hard. I just, it bothers me where they're like, the bananas are essentially the moons, literally the exact same concept. The shops are exactly the same. Everything, it's literally Odyssey, and you're not hiding that. You know, I think that's what bothers me about the game.
They haven't even announced the dev team yet either,
and we know who it is at this point.
We should, yeah. It'd be really awkward if it was another development team.
I just don't like the copy and paste. Like that bothers me. It's like you didn't even.
I mean, what are you saying?
No, I was just to say, like, you didn't even try to give Donkey his own unique experience.
Yeah. But it worked for Zelda to do the copy and paste. It worked for Mario Kart to do the copy and paste. Why not for DJ?
Tears of the Kingdom is such a spit in the face to me. And, like, people love that game, people praise that game, and whatever it is, but I think it's disrespectful to just copy and paste again and then charge $10 more for the same game.
Hey, man. They got their money.
They really did get their money. And you know what? More power to them. I just think it's so disgusting. That's so gross to me. You couldn't even give us a new map is what bothers me. Because, like, I think that was the downfall of God of War Ragnarok. Like, God of War Ragnarok felt like more God of War. You had the same open world. And I think that's why I don't like that game as much as I like the first one.
Yeah.
But even, like, if I compare it to, like, a Horizon, it's a whole completely different map. So, like, at least they put the effort to have the same gameplay and the same mechanics, but add to it and give you a different world. I think that's also Spider-Man 2's downfall, where it was like Brooklyn and Queens did not feel as
robust as Manhattan from the first
Yes, exactly. And then because you were already in Manhattan in the first one, you kind of just flew through the game. Like,
like you already know where everything is. There's nothing to find anymore.
Exactly. And what, were you gonna do the same side missions again? You know. So it's the same thing with Tears of the Kingdom. It was like, oh, I gotta do this shrine again. Oh, I gotta do this again. The intro is literally copy and paste exactly the same. I hate there's a lack of creativity. There's a lack of passion to me.
Just a quick butt.
Yeah,
you reuse them assets.
Exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of quick bucks that aren't panning out for Nintendo, apparently third-party games on Switch 2 are not performing well at all.
In terms of sales?
Yes, they are all performing very well below estimates and expectations.
Because they're inferior. They're still
versions of games that are usually on other consoles. Yes.
Yeah.
Also, the prices are ridiculous.
Yeah. How much is Street Fighter 6?
If I'm not mistaken, the base is 50, and then the one with the two character passes is 70.
Oh, there's two different editions.
Yeah. There's one that doesn't have any of the DLC characters, and one that has everybody else.
Is that the digital one?
What do you mean? They're both digital.
There's no physical copies?
It's game keycard.
Oh, well, but like the box, if you buy the box,
Oh, the box one I'm pretty sure is the one that comes with everybody.
it's 60.
No, isn't it? I could have swore it was more.
I'm looking at it right now on Best Buy. Street Fighter 6 Year 1 to 2 Fighters Edition, $60. GameStop got it pre-owned for $54.99 already.
Oh, it's 40 for the one without the characters, and then 60 for the one with the characters. Okay, I added an extra $10 on both sides.
Capcom knows how to price.
Yeah.
It's these amiibos that are $40 that I will refuse to buy. As much as I want them, they look so good.
I still think that 60 for a digital game is too much.
I agree. I don't think... Well, you're right, because you could buy it on Xbox or PlayStation. You get the base game, which is... How much can I get Street Fighter 6 base? GameStop.
It's just this game keycard shit is ridiculous. But I think what you're saying does play a huge part in it, that a lot of these games are already out on other platforms. So it's like, why am I gonna buy the same game again that I already had? Like Yakuza 0, for example. Like if I played it on P4 or P5, even on PC, Xbox, why am I not gonna play the game again on the Switch and pay full price for it?
The Fighters Edition is also on PS5 and Xbox. Street Fighter 6 represents the next evolution. But what I'm interested now is it on the disc? Or is it the base game on the disc and the season pass is like a code? That's what I want to know. Yeah, Cyberpunk is $70 on the Switch too.
Yep. But
That's
that one,
wild.
like, it has the season pass or whatever, like the DLC, the base game, and it's all on the cart. So like that, I can kind of understand.
It's you can get it used for 55. It's 60 on the PS5 with the same edition is 60 on the PS5.
Yeah, like that's something like it, like the so-called Switch tax, like being able to take it outside. Like, sure, fine, charge me the extra $5.
$10, an extra $10.
You said 65 to 70.
Well, with tax it's 65 versus 75. It'll be 76 actually after tax on the Switch. Yeah. But it's no one's buying a Switch to buy Cyberpunk is the problem. Like I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, you're buying it because sure it's there and it's accessible, you know. If somebody goes, you can play Cyberpunk on this, and you're like, oh, I love Cyberpunk, I can play it on the go now, cool. But no one who, all right, okay, maybe there is a few people out there who said, a Switch 2, I hope I can play Cyberpunk, you know? Like, okay, maybe there are people out there like that, but it's not a very big group of people.
So I think this appeals more to people that haven't played Cyberpunk at all, but have heard so much about it. Maybe people that didn't have a P4 or like a PC strong enough to play the game. I can see this as being like a gateway into that game. So I think that's what this is. This is just broadening the demographic.
Yeah,
or like people who travel a lot for work, or like people who like do long overnight shifts, or like truck drivers and stuff like that. Like the Switch 2 is how they're gonna be able to play Cyberpunk on the go, because they, I'm assuming that there's not that many truck drivers that have like giant 4K TVs in their bunk with a P5 attached. Like I'm sure that they exist, but I don't think there's that many.
I'm sure they exist too, but no, yeah, there is definitely not that many. Um, it's just I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I think that audience, that casual audience that wants a Switch and will always buy a Switch, they're doing it for the Nintendo titles. I think that's what they're going for.
But the Switch One, I feel like blew up with like indie titles and like other third party games. That was like what was so appealing about the Switch, was that you could take all these games on the go, and I feel like the Steam Deck kind of does like that same thing,
But better.
where it's giving you access to games that you necessarily typically wouldn't think you could take outside. Like it's kind of surpassing the idea of like what a handheld is, because there were so many compromises made for things like the Vita, the 3DS, the PSP, the Game Boy Advance. Like there was never the same experience as a console that you got at home. So now to be able to take that outside with you, I feel like is what changes things. Because now theoretically, if you have a Switch 2 and you have like the NSO, you could play some Soul Calibur 2 on like your lunch break or something. And I feel like that appeals to people, because now you have a so-called a home experience on the go, which is again the appeal. So I think that's why that's what made the first Switch blow up so much, and that's why everyone was scrambling like halfway through the Switch's lifetime, was to get games on the console. That's why so many games ended up doing like the cloud shit, or the half on the cart, the half download, or like one game's on the cart, the other game you have to download. Like wasn't it Resident Evil Revelations like that? The only the first one was on the cart, and the second one you had to download.
Yeah.
But either way, that's like things. And then Doom ran like fucking hot doo doo on there. But that was what people wanted, was the experience to take it outside. People
So
who can't sit at home in front of their TV.
so what do you think it is?
What do you mean?
Like why do you think they're not selling?
Because they're inferior versions of games that people already have, and the prices are so steep. Before, Switch games were slightly cheaper, and I feel like no one was really privy to the market at the time as to like how cheap games could get, because now you have the Steam Deck dropping games on Steam with these sales. Nintendo's not doing that. So now they have competition that they have to worry about. You also have like the Xbox thing coming out. If you got Game Pass, I'm paying the $20 a month, possibly 30 if it goes up, and I got access to way more games. I don't really need that.
Yeah.
And you also have people who emulate. I feel like there's so many other. There's also like the handheld emulation scene that's been growing, that's very popular. I see a lot of people that do that. I've seen people downgrade games so that like you could play them on different hardware. Like I've seen Steam games get like Vita ports or like Game Boy Advance ports so that you could play it on like these other consoles, like these emulation consoles, handhelds. So I don't know. It to me it doesn't make any sense to buy like the Sonic Generations game, right? On the Switch 2, when the Switch 1 version exists, it's cheaper and everything's on the cart. Like why am I want a game key card for a game that's more expensive? That's and then the Switch 2 upgrades all of the Switch 1 games.
Yeah.
Like there's better performance and everything. So I'm just like, I could just save money, buy the other version, and then still be cool. It's just too much.
$80 is they're really going with this $80 shit, man.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that Kirby was also $80
Yep.
and Mario Party is $80.
Which is crazy because to fully enjoy the Mario Party, you need the camera.
Yeah.
So it's really like what, $130?
Which is wild
Well,
because like Mario Party is $60. I paid $60 for
but
that game.
I think there's an upgrade path for Mario Party. So
Yeah.
like,
But
it's not actually $80.
But it's a $20 upgrade pack. Like, cause that's
Yeah.
the price difference. So
Yeah.
and the only thing you get with it is that mode with the camera, which you said you have to drop what? How much is the camera? Like $30?
I think 40.
So it's a $60 upgrade.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Switch library, and the games that I said that in my mind that I could see myself playing on a Switch is like Raito.
Which also has a Switch 1 version.
Kunitsu Nogami, the Capcom game, and Bravely Default, which is a $40 game, a $50 game, and a $50 game.
Yeah, no. It's too much.
And then you look at like a Mario Kart one, $80. Donkey Kong is $70. The only reason Donkey Kong is $70 is because they know it's a copy and paste of Odyssey.
No, I think they're just trying to ease people into buying their games. They don't want to scare everyone away with everything's $80. So now if they're like, oh, there's the possibility of other games being cheaper, it gives you hope. So like you're like, oh, I'm only gonna buy this one game that's $80. The next one's not gonna be $80. That's how they get you.
Pokemon is $70.
But that's also because it's a Switch 1 game.
Yeah. But then Tears of the Kingdom is $80.
Yeah.
And like I said, Mario Party's $80, Kirby's $80. Imagine if you missed these games.
I mean, you might as well just buy the
Switch 1 version.
The Switch 1 version. Yeah. Fuck that.
That's crazy. It's just so insane to me. It's driving me nuts. I guess
let's talk about the real heroes. Those guys who stole 3,000 Switches off a moving truck.
I was like, bro, if they couldn't just like give them out, can give me one, like,
bro, this is some
you
Fast
know,
and Furious ass shit.
You know, Nintendo has a way to track those Switches and lock them.
The serial numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moment you turn that shit on and try and like activate it, they're gonna be like, ban.
Yep.
Ban, 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 ban. And then they're gonna come to you and be like, where you got it from?
Someone got a Switch at Walmart for $380. It was a return. And they had to, I think the craziest part of it was it said return Switch, and then it said not locked. So like, it made me think, could you trade in a locked Switch for less money?
No.
Like, is there?
How would you be able to verify that the Switch is even working?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. Like, is there an area there for an opportunity for like locked Switches? Like, are you gonna have to put when you sell a Switch like not locked?
I mean, theoretically, like maybe there's a system put into place where like if a Walmart gets a locked Switch, they could contact Nintendo, they're like through a rep, and then have the console unlocked. But then I feel like that just gives way for people who work at Walmart to cheat the system. So I can't see them doing that unless they like send it back to Nintendo and then it's just used for spare parts.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I could see.
You just have a $450 device just sitting there.
A brick.
Mm-hmm. A paperweight.
Like you beat me to it.
A fucking paperweight just sitting there. Crazy, man. So crazy. I've never heard of anyone just like, yeah, we can lock your shit if we don't like what you're doing on your Switch.
I mean, to be fair, Sony and Microsoft do the same thing.
They ban your Your
your
count.
account?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why.
No. So I don't know if you remember, but like when people were scalping the PS5, people were getting locked consoles, and they would have to contact Sony to get it unlocked.
Can you do that with Nintendo?
I'm assuming so. I mean, we're too early in the Switch 2's lifespan to like really know how they're gonna handle all of these bans. But that was a big problem with the P5 when it first dropped. That people were getting. So what people would do is they would cheat online, get banned. It not only locks your account, but it locks down the whole console because then what people used to do, I think on the P4 was like if your account got locked, you would just make another one. Like there was nothing preventing you from just opening up another account and like you could just keep infinite cheating and then just keep getting the shit's banned and you delete it, start up another one. So what they did for the P5 was like the whole shit gets locked down. So you would have to contact Sony, and I think if like you could prove that you purchased it from someone like third party or whatever the hell, they would unlock it. But otherwise, like you were stuck with a broken DVD player.
You couldn't play discs? Like you couldn't play offline? I thought
No,
they
it wouldn't
just
do
locked
anything.
your account. Like I thought it was
Nope.
like you can't access anything but play your game.
Nope. It's a big screen that pops up that you can't
Interesting.
do anything.
Well, either way, at least I think the difference is that Sony and Xbox do it with like cheating and hacking and all this
Yeah.
other nonsense, whereas like Nintendo is just like little Timmy modded his Joy-Cons, locked.
I mean, if little Timmy's modding his Joy Cons, who knows what else he could do? You got a genius on your hand.
You'd be surprised what kids can do now, man. Kids be doing all kinds of shit. YouTube tells you how to do everything.
Like break your console.
Like brick your console, yeah. I kind of go into Xbox. Have you heard the potential next gen Xbox news? Well, I think it's confirmed.
That is gonna have a open marketplace.
Yeah. You can get your Steam games on your Xbox.
So they've been pitching that idea for the longest because I don't know if you remember they were also talking to Nintendo about being able to do that, but it wouldn't make sense. I think logistically it does not make sense because they would need to sell you a computer.
Yeah, that's what it is, essentially.
Yeah.
It's a light, like a computer light, like a PC light.
So we're just going back to the Alienware and like the Steam machines. Is that what we're going back to?
It's like a home console Steam Deck.
No, okay, so this is what I'm saying, right? If they did that, the console would need to have multiple partitions, like multiple operating systems to be able to do that. Like you would have to like turn off like the quote unquote Xbox side to then load up the Steam side. Because Steam games run on a different layer. Steam is runs on Linux, as to where like Xbox games run on Windows. So it's not the same thing.
Well,
So you wouldn't be able to do that.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is Microsoft, so like they have the hardware to do it. I just think this shit's gonna be expensive as fuck.
I mean the ROG Allies are like what, like $900 and like $1,000, but that's running just one operating system.
Wait, the handheld system?
Yeah, that shit is like $900.
No fucking way.
Yeah, dude, it's like an actual computer in your hand. The one of them has like 26 gigs of RAM alone.
I
It's
wasn't
like
interested
$900.
to begin with, but
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm curious what Sony's gonna do with the PS6 because I don't think they're going that route. But like, I don't know. Obviously, next gen's gonna be expensive. Like, I think in the next 2 years, the Switch 2 is gonna be the cheapest current gen console
100%.
on the market. Because if that little thing is like $900, an Xbox is gonna be like $1,000.
I mean, but it's the Xbox branded handheld. That's what I'm saying. So like if they're already charging $900 for this partnered device, the next one definitely has to be more expensive.
Yeah, like I said,
I
it's gonna be
wouldn't.
like $1,000.
No, it's probably gonna be more than like probably like 1,500 because I'm pretty. So the 900 one is the base model. There's an upgrade from that.
That's a hard sell. I'm sorry.
I mean, but people have been doing it. Like people who buy like the Odin 2 and then like the ROG allies were like already
Alright.
handhelds for a while and
Okay,
people were
okay.
buying them.
That's a niche audience. That is a very niche audience. Like I'm trying
So
to
they're
talk.
selling to.
I understand that, but I'm trying to talk about like the Xbox has a very loyal, dedicated fan base of gamers that casually play their video games, that they enjoy buying their console at $500 base price, and they enjoy paying their $16 a month, which is changing apparently, but at the time it was $16 a month. They enjoy paying their $16 to $20 a month, getting their Game Pass. There is just that is the majority of the Xbox player. Same way with Sony, but Sony, I think the PlayStation Plus is a little harder of a subscription to sell than Game Pass. But you're alienating that demographic. I feel like the most of the people who play console are like myself in a way, where we like the convenience of it. We just want to put the disc in and it pops on my screen. You know, that's why I'm not a PC gamer. I don't have the time nor the want to be capable enough to deal with a PC, to change its parts, to worry about its software and hardware. Like it's just too much for me. I like the convenience of a console. So I think that they're alienating that majority of their fan base with something like this.
It was just a console that you just buy.
Hypothetically speaking, it is a $1,500 console that runs like a computer.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But you could take it outside. That's the whole point.
The next gen Xbox, you can take it outside.
Yeah.
How?
I'm talking about the handheld. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the next Xbox console.
Oh no, the thing that I said is $900 was the handheld thing.
Yeah. If that shit is $900, their next console has to be more expensive than that.
No.
Yes, because their next console is going to run Steam.
Wait, it would just be another Xbox. It wouldn't have to be more expensive.
But you said it has to be like another, like a mini computer.
Yeah.
So how would that be cheaper than the little handheld one?
Because you don't got to worry about like battery and a screen. The screen and the battery are probably like what eats up the biggest price point of that.
How much would you expect the next Xbox console to be?
Maybe $750.
Not at all.
100%.
Not at all. A PS5 Pro is $700.
I think it would be then $800. It's not going to be. It's not going to be nowhere near $1,000 because it's not going to have a disk drive. It's just going to be a little computer.
Oh my god! I forgot. I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, it's going to be a tiny computer.
That's
what I'm saying. We're going back to the Alienwares. That's exactly what they're doing.
I just think that like, number one, I thought mostly you were talking about the next gen console. That's why I was making the whole argument of like,
oh no, I was talking about the handheld thing.
That just doesn't sound convenient for the typical Xbox gamer. The typical Xbox gamer is the dude that is excited when Black Ops 7 was revealed at the end of that showcase. That is their core
I
audience.
feel like you're ignoring how many people actually buy these stupid handhelds.
No, I'm talking about the common Xbox person.
Yeah, but like they're not worried about that guy anymore because they know that the common guy is gonna give you their money. They want the whales. They want the guys that are gonna give the buco bucks. That's what I'm saying. Like they're trying to expand to like they want to get rid of the idea of so like where Sony is out here saying that they're not gonna worry about Nintendo because that's the family friendly like take your shit outside console. Where Sony is like we're the at home big screen experience. Microsoft is like fuck the Steam Deck, fuck the Switch, buy our shit, play Game Pass, become part of the ecosystem, be a drone in Game Pass. That's what Microsoft wants. So that's why they're going this route. And like the idea of you being able to open up another digital marketplace on their console still keeps you wrapped into their ecosystem because then if you're out here comparing prices on Steam, like let's say if you're like, oh fuck, like I gotta pay the water bill. I can't buy what's a stupid game? Hades 2 on Steam, it's on sale in early access. When the shit goes on sale on the Windows store, like oh now I can get it. You're comparing prices. You're gonna have like fucking two big ass wish lists, and then you're gonna be hopping back and forth between the sales, and that's all they want. They don't give a fuck if you actually play the game. They just want you to spend money, and that's where the whales come in because there's so many people that buy these consoles, these handheld PCs to then play a game for 5 seconds. You'd be like, this shit runs well, and then they go to the next one, and they just keep buying them and buying them and buying them. And that's all these companies want. They don't give a fuck if you play the games. They don't give a fuck about the longevity. They just want you to give them $1,000 right now so that they can pour that shit into something else.
It all sounds horrendously gross.
I mean, that's the gaming industry right now.
I hate all of it. I would buy a Switch 2 twice before I buy that Xbox handheld console.
I really don't think it's gonna work the way that they want it to.
There is nothing that Xbox console can do that will sell me to buy this. The only reason I own an Xbox console is because you told me that I can play next gen Xbox games for $300.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I own a Series S. And in reality, the Series S is holding back this gen because they have to fucking develop for it.
I mean, the P4 too, because they're still developing for P4.
I don't even want to talk about the goddamn fucking P4. I don't know why we're still developing for that piece of shit too.
See, this is exactly what I'm saying. I don't think we need a P6 or another Xbox because no game that they've like actually developed this quote unquote generation has actually been for this generation. Like, give me a game that's actually for the fucking P5, bro.
You gonna get it next week, you know. Hideo Kojima. Hideo Kojima gonna give it to you next week. I'm just saying.
The one game over this fucking 7 to maybe 8 year lifespan. That's crazy.
Hey, don't be speaking bad about my man. Right?
No, I'm saying the rest of the industry is the problem. That why is it that there's only a handful of games that you can actually say are next gen?
Yeah,
we are in this current gen, and I do not think there are enough games to justify this current gen dying. This does not make sense. Yeah. I need games that perform well on the motherfucking P5, on the motherfucking Xbox Series X. I need those fucking games. I don't want to get something else. Yeah. And then when they put out the P6, they're probably gonna be making games for P5.
And like, that's where I'll be.
Yeah, this shit is so crazy.
I just think that like there's not a game that can drop on a P6, like you said, that will come out on P5 that will make me go, I prefer this on the P6. It's not like a Switch 1 to Switch 2.
Yeah.
Like the Switch 2 literally makes me never want to touch my Switch again until somehow I get my hands on a Switch 2. Like even though I can't even put my hands on my Switch to begin with. But like in general, like that's a night and day difference. That is a reason to upgrade, you know? Whereas like if you look like there's times that I look at a PS5 to a PS5 Pro and it's very minimal and it's very minuscule. Like it is
You have to be looking for it. Yeah.
Yes, you definitely have to be looking for it. And I can sit here and tell you like, yes, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is peak on a PS5 Pro. But the experience was not that much better. Like I'm just completely honest. It's beautiful, but it's like you can get the same, you can enjoy the game just as well on a base PS5. Maybe not on Steam because the game runs like ass on PC unless you got like a $4,000 PC. But yeah, so I can't imagine a P6 being better than that. Like in general, in terms of loading faster, in terms of hardware, in terms of like better games. Like you can't convince me that games are gonna be better on a P6. Like I
Meanwhile, Switch 2 out here is performing so well, it's breaking Scarlet and Violet because of how well the game runs. That shit is crazy.
Well, yes and no. Like Switch 2 is performing really well because finally Switch games actually run. Like Scarlet and Violet is actually playable, you know? Like I don't think it's that like I don't think it's like an amazing thing. I don't think that's something that should be. I think it's awesome. No.
What I'm trying to say is that, like, I don't know if you've seen, but the processing power of the Switch 2 does something to Scarlet and Violet where it's spawning so many Pokemon at once.
So like,
yeah. So when you go into like the open world environment, like where the Pokemon roam, the game is running so well that the game is just popping Pokemon out left and right. Like, I think it's getting to the point now where people are saying that it's like harder to not find shiny Pokemon than it is to find regular Pokemon because the game is spawning in so many like it gets to the point where you can't even walk. That there's so many Pokemon spawning into the game.
That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That like that is a crazy performance boost. Where before you were getting like 5 to 6 Pokemon at a time. Now there's like 30 of them running at you at once, and like they're aggro, they're coming at you, and you're like, oh, I guess I gotta fight my way through this mob. Like that is crazy to me that is happening right now with the Switch 2.
But I just like that's just Nintendo finally catching up to the times. Like
yes,
you know. That's literally the Switch 2. It is finally them becoming.
But that's what I want that for P5. I want that for P5. Like I want to pop in a P4 game and be like, holy shit, this game runs so much better.
You don't think P4 games run better on P5?
They run like slightly faster, but like I don't think it's like anything that I've been like, oh my god.
I think performance wise, yeah.
Like what?
Spider-Man, Days Gone, Horizon, Last of Us.
All of those games have P5 versions.
Yeah. Are you talking about like because Scarlet and Violet is also it's like a Switch 2 upgrade. It's a free,
right? Yeah, it's a free upgrade. Yeah.
So it's not an enhanced Switch 1 game.
Look at that. Yeah, you're right. I completely forgot about that.
The only game that I saw that runs significantly better is like a Xenoblade.
And Bayo 3 is phenomenal.
Which I could pop in Final Fantasy 15 and that game runs infinitely better on a P5 than it did on a PS4 without an upgrade.
Because all the loading screens, it completely diminishes all the loading screens.
And the game's actually at 60 FPS.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the first games that I think I replayed on the P5 when I got it.
When it was also me. I did the exact same thing, and I remember being like, "Holy fuck, this game's actually
I remember
beautiful."
Going through like all the combat and shit. And I was like, "Wow, this game is smooth."
Yeah. Cyberpunk was another case of that. If you you needed a P5 to play the P4 version of Cyberpunk.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, okay. There's some merit to what you're saying.
You act like I'd never. I think you consider me so opinionated.
No, no, no. I was just I forgot that Scarlet Violet was Switch to upgrade. That was it.
Do I think there are warranted upgrades, and then there's upgrades like Persona 5 Royal,
What do you mean?
like how they sell you a P5 version of Persona 5 Royal for full price. And
I
you're
didn't
like,
even know they did that.
yeah, there's a P5 version of Persona 5 Royal, and it's a PS5 upgrade, but you don't get an upgrade. It's a you have to you have to buy the game $60.
Oh, it's the Sonic.
Yeah, kind of. Mm-hmm. Sega's really bad at that upgrade bullshit.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, because that is Sega. Sega is Atlas, and that's Persona. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sega's really really bad about this shit. They gave you the free Yakuza 7 upgrade, but then they were like, you can't transfer your save. Fuck you.
Yes, I do remember that. I had to play the game fucking twice
Yeah.
over. I remember that.
I was
Yeah.
like, fuck you.
Yeah, I was actually really upset about that.
Sega is low key scummy sometimes. They have low key scummy practices.
But they have so many good IPs that I feel like a lot of people just kind of like forget about it.
Well, you had the issue with the Infinite Wealth upgrade packs.
Yes.
They're a little scummy. Yeah, they do be a little scummy. There was what am I thinking? The best ones are definitely Capcom, and has Square ever done any upgrades? No, not really.
You know, Square just puts shit out.
Yeah, Capcom.
That's because Square has like 1,000 games always in rotation at once. So they're just like, you're eventually gonna buy something.
The only one I didn't really like about Capcom was the DMC5 Special Edition, but they also gave you a whole new character, but it was also lazy in the sense like there was really no cutscenes. Like you just played the game through as virtual.
Yeah.
So that one was a little scummy, but it was only $50. They could have charged me way more for that. But like all the REs came with free upgrades.
That's right. Yeah, I remember Dude buying that launch, the DMC5 special edition.
Yeah, but that shit on launch too.
There was Demon Souls and Devil May Cry that I was playing along with like all my P4 games again. Yeah. I remember that.
I did get Demon Souls as well, and I got the Sackboy game.
Astro Boy, Demon Souls,
Astro Boy.
Astrobot. I remember rotating between those when the P5 first came out.
Astrobot. Yeah,
Wow. Good times. Good
crazy
times.
Yeah, I mean, we were stuck home. What else was there to fucking do?
Yeah.
What else is there to fucking do but buy a P5 with your stimulus check in and game all fucking day? That's how I was able to get through like 3 Yakuza games, fucking play most of Cyberpunk.
I played so many fucking strategy RPGs, bro.
I got through a good chunk of backlog on that shit.
Yeah.
I platinumed a few games. It was crazy times. Crazy fucking times. DBD absorbed my life.
We did play a lot of that shit.
Absorbed my fucking life. I still play too much fucking DBD.
Yeah, it seems like you're getting back into it.
I am, yeah. It's really annoying. And then now my brother's playing it. So like Bugs and my brother were playing last night. So like now it's another incentive to keep playing DBD. Fucking bullshit. You know, Death Stranding is gonna be, it's 60 hours for the campaign.
Yes.
Fucking the full game with side quests. The first one was 60 hours. How am I supposed to finish this game? I don't got time for this. I got time to play this shit. It's gonna be the only game I buy this year.
As you should. Keep it simple.
It's gonna fucking Death Stranding is gonna take me to the end of the year to be ridiculous. But I don't think there's really anything else happening. I mean,
I think this was a nice little conversation.
yeah, it was good. How do you feel about the guy who made Thunderbolts directing X-Men? Do you count that as a win for Thunderbolts in a way?
I'm still worried about what's gonna happen to the MCU as a whole. So I am just gonna hold my breath on this one.
So they announced a movie for the end of 2028, which they're saying that after the multiverse saga, they're going to 4 movies a year. That is going to be their mantra following the end of Secret Wars. So that's what they want to do. That's what they gonna do.
We shall see where this all ends up.
I don't think there was anything else. Like, I'm trying to like really rack my brain and think if there was anything that happened this week that was any more eventful besides Tucker Carlson.
He came for blood.
But, that was not on the 2025 bingo card at all.
It was not. It was not.
Granted, a lot of what's happening in the world right now is not on my bingo card.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, so next week, Capcom Showcase, first opinions on Raito, first opinions on Death Stranding 2. We'll see what the rest of the week holds. There's not really much happening in the WWE world either. Oh, Jey Uso lost the world title.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on over there with that product.
It's MAGA City over there, bro. It is MAGA fucking City over there. I don't know what's happening. They're also trying to be the UFC. I think it's the problem.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
They're trying so hard to be the UFC, which I get it because TKO also owns the UFC. But fucking product placement ladders and product placement gear, I just can't do it. I can't do this shit. I can't. It's killing my product.
Yeah.
And Goldberg coming back, like, what are we doing?
I don't want to talk about him. Absolutely not.
They're doing that match the same night as AEW's big pay-per-view of the year.
Yes.
And it's like, you think Gunther versus Goldberg is going to make people not want to watch Okada versus Kenny 5?
I feel like that's going to push people over there.
Literally. Because I was like, I think I might buy this pay-per-view. I haven't bought a pay-per-view in a while. So, like, I don't know. Fuck that product. But anything else you want to add? Anything you want to say?
No, like I said, I think we had a lot that I like talking about. So this was good.
All right. So don't forget, guys, drop a like. So we really need those likes. Those likes help with the algorithm. Even if you want to drop a dislike, we appreciate it. Because engagement is engagement at the end of the day. Start leaving some comments, talk to us, chat with us, tell us what you don't like about us, tell us what you like about us, tell me if you agree with our opinions, if you hate our opinions, if you think...
Tell us who stole the Switches. Where do you think they are right now? That's what I want to know. Where do you think the Switches are?
Yes. Tell us, would you buy a next-gen console on launch? What would make you buy a next-gen console on launch?
How did you feel about this gen? How do you feel about this? Wait, Gen 9? How do you feel about Gen 9?
Yes. Share with your friends, subscribe. 80% of you watching this are still not subscribed, so we need to hit that button. And
hit that shit now. Hit it right now.
And turn on all alerts so that you guys can see our videos whenever they come up, and you guys can see my playthroughs whenever they come up. I am on a survival horror craze right now. That's all it's on my mind. But we'll catch you guys on the next one. Enjoy your weekend. Peace out.